whispers.
I don't know if anyone will actually hear this. I don't even know if I'm still sane. But I have to record this. I have to leave a record. My name is David. 3 days ago, I took a job as a night security guard for a facility. Let's just call it the Archive. The pay was absurdly high. $50 an hour just to sit in a booth and watch monitors? I thought I had hit the jackpot. I was drowning in debt, desperate. I didn't ask questions. The hiring manager didn't look at me once during the interview. He just slid a piece of paper across the desk and said, "Read the rules. Memorize them. Your life depends on it." I thought he was being dramatic. Trying to scare the new guy. I was wrong. God, I was so wrong. Here is the list I found taped to the main monitor on my first shift. If you ever see a list like this, run. Just run. Rule number 1. The shift starts at 10 p.m. Lock the booth door immediately. Do not open it for anyone, even if they sound like your wife, your child, or the police. Rule number 2. There is a camera feed labeled Sector 4. It will always show static. If the static clears and you see a hallway, look away immediately. Do not stare at the figure standing at the end of that hall. If you see it move, turn off the monitor and count to 10. Rule number 3. At 2 a.m., you will hear scratching on the roof of the booth. It will sound like metal, then it will sound like fingernails. Do not acknowledge it. Do not look up. Rule number 4. If the phone rings, let it ring twice, then pick up. If there is silence, hang up. If there is breathing, say, "The archive is closed," and wait for them to hang up. And rule number 5, the most important one. Never, under any circumstances, fall asleep before the sun comes up. If you do, you won't wake up in the booth. The first night was quiet. Too quiet. The silence in that place felt heavy, like physically heavy. It pressed against my eardrums. I sat there drinking cold coffee, watching the screens. It was boring. I started to think the rules were a joke, a hazing ritual for the rookie. Then came 2 a.m. It started faint. Scritch, scritch. I froze. My eyes shot up to the ceiling of the small security booth. It was a metal roof. The sound grew louder. It wasn't random. It was rhythmic. Scratch, pause, scratch, pause. It sounded exactly like long, sharp fingernails dragging across corrugated steel. My heart was hammering against my ribs. I wanted to look. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to grab my flashlight and check what was up there. But I remembered Rule 3. Do not look up. So I stared at my boots. I stared until my vision blurred. The scratching turned into pounding. Something heavy was up there, something big. It slammed against the metal, shaking the dust loose. Then, a voice. It came from the roof. It sounded like my mother who died 5 years ago. "David, it's cold out here. Open the door." I bit my tongue so hard I tasted blood. I didn't make a sound. I just turned up the volume on the radio, drowning it out. After an hour, it stopped. Just like that. I survived night 1. I should have quit then, but I needed the money. Night 2. That was yesterday. That's when things stopped following the pattern. It was 12:30 a.m. I was watching the monitors. My eyes drifted to the screen labeled Sector 4. It was usually static, just white noise. But then, the static flickered. It cleared up. It showed a long concrete hallway. The lights were buzzing, flickering yellow. And there, at the very end of the hall, was a tall, pale figure. It had no face, just a smooth patch of skin where eyes and a mouth should be. It was wearing a suit, a security guard's uniform. My uniform. I remembered the rule, look away immediately. But I couldn't. It was like I was paralyzed. I watched as the figure took a step forward, then another. It moved with this jerky, unnatural motion, like a puppet on strings. I reached for the power button on the monitor, my hand shaking uncontrollably. Just before the screen went black, I saw the figure raise its hand and wave at me. I turned it off. I started counting. 1, 2, 3. The phone rang. It shattered the silence. I jumped so hard I spilled my coffee everywhere. It rang once, then twice. I picked up the receiver. My hand was slippery with sweat. I held it to my ear. Silence. I was about to hang up, relieved. Then I heard it. A wet, raspy intake of breath. Right against the receiver. It sounded like someone drowning. The archive is closed, I stammered. The breathing stopped. A voice, deep and distorted, whispered back, "No, David, you forgot to lock the door." My blood turned to ice. My eyes shot to the booth door. The handle was turning. Slowly. Creak. I dropped the phone. I threw myself at the door, slamming my shoulder against it just as it popped open a few inches. Something strong was on the other side, something incredibly strong. I could hear snarls now, animalistic, guttural sounds. I jammed the deadbolt home and backed away. The banging started. Not on the roof this time, on the glass. Thump, thump. I looked out into the darkness. Pressed against the glass was a face, but it wasn't human. It was a distorted mess of teeth and eyes, too many eyes, and it was smiling. I curled into a ball under the desk. I closed my eyes and started reciting the rules out loud like a prayer. Don't look up. Don't open the door. Don't look at the screen. For 6 hours, 6 hours, I listened to that thing circle the booth, testing the windows, scratching the walls, whispering secrets about my life that no one could know. Then the sun came up. The sounds stopped instantly. The heavy feeling in the air lifted. I stood up, my legs numb. I looked out the window. Nothing. Just an empty parking lot and the morning mist. I packed my bag. I didn't even log out. I ran to my car and drove until the gas tank was empty. I'm recording this from a motel room 3 towns over. I thought I escaped. I thought if I quit, the rules wouldn't apply anymore. But 10 minutes ago, I went to the bathroom to wash my face. I looked in the mirror. My reflection didn't move when I did. It just stood there, staring at me. And it was wearing that security uniform. And then, The motel phone started ringing. I'm not going to answer it, but I can hear scratching on the roof. If you see a job listing for the archive, don't take it. Some doors are meant to stay closed, and I think I just let something out.